Hey guys, today we have another interview, and this interview is really special to me because he's kind of the backbone of my channel. And let me introduce him. He is my editor and my thumbnail maker, Jackson.
Hi.
I really appreciate you coming on, Jackson.
No problem. Pleasure.
So I know you recently graduated film school, right?
hmm
So how long did that take you?
4 years, 2021 to technically
Mhm.
till a couple weeks ago. I have one more class that I'm in right now, but it's a 2 week online class that's
Okay.
literally just for the 2 credits. So I am graduated, but I don't get my diploma until this class is over in 2 weeks. But
Okay.
technically September of 2021 to like 2 weeks from now.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Nice. 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 And I did look at some of your short films,
Mm,
and it looked like you like the horror genre better.
I like making horror genre. I don't like watching horror genre.
Really?
I like watching it, but I think it's more fun to make it and try to make. I mean, don't watch any of my stuff. I don't like any of it.
Oh, come on, guys! Don't believe what he says. I saw a couple, and they were pretty good.
I
Really
like
good though.
I like doing more of nature stuff.
And yeah, I saw that too also on your channel. So what made you go into that kind of field?
Film.
So, yeah.
Um, I mean, I've just been like a movie snob my whole life, and
Okay.
in high school senior year, my in Burlington, Wisconsin, my school opened a film class. So
Okay.
me and my best friend, who I'm still living with and live with the past 4 years, took
Okay.
it, and I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun, and then I thought maybe I could do something with it. And the most closest film school was Milwaukee, um, and it's the second. It's I believe it's the second best rated film school in the country, next to
Wow.
Cali. So I was like, you know what, I might as well do it. And so I tried it, and then I got to it, and it flew by really fast.
I mean that's great, dude.
Yeah,
I can see that kind of passion in your short film.
yeah. I definitely don't make like I don't know. It's kind of from the past 4 years fallen off of more of a hobby to a chore if I'm doing because when you do it for class for 4 years, it kind of takes the passion out of it because you have to do it for homework.
That is
I
true.
like doing it when you just want to do it.
Yeah.
So, and then like for jobs, I mean, if you want a film job, like I know someone that's moving to California because if you want a film job, just go to Cali. I'm not going to California.
Oh come on.
I have no interest in doing that. I do not want
Oh
to
come
leave.
on.
I do not want to leave Wisconsin.
I mean you'll be close. You'll be closer to me.
Yeah. So basically, it's I get lucky with something eventually down the line, or I just have a film degree that I don't use.
That's a good way to look at it.
But I mean, a lot of people got degrees that they get jobs for that has nothing to do with it. So
Yeah. If you're not interested in Cali, would you be, would you ever be interested in New York City?
probably not. I don't want to move. I don't know, like, because not only does that mean I have to move, that means that my fiance has to move. That
Oh
means
yeah,
that I won't be near any family. I'd have to move my pets. I'd have to move all my stuff. Like, it just seems like a lot of work for a job that I can't imagine would be that much more than I'll be making now.
mm,
unless it's like a Cali job. 'Cause, you don't just get hired on for film and you're making six figures. Like that's no.
Yeah, yeah,
You'd get
that's
a
not gonna
really,
happen.
really low, crappy job on a
Yes,
set,
you do.
and you'd have to move across the country for it.
And you mentioned it, so I just want to congratulate you on your engagement.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he's way younger than me, but he's getting.
I know. I always see people that are in relationships for years and they just wait and wait, and it's not wait. Well, it's I don't want to say wasteful, but I feel like when you know. So I didn't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
wait. So I waited 2.5 years.
How old are you right now?
I'm 22. I'll be 23 in October.
That was the same age as my mom and my dad when they got married.
Cool.
And then they had me 2 years later.
Hopefully, it's nothing that soon for me.
Oh, come on.
Well, we want to be able to travel and stuff first
Yeah,
and live comfortably with some money.
true. But, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, so anyway, you are a Green Bay Packers fan. So am I.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about the Green Bay Packers team overall this upcoming season?
I have never been more excited. I only became a Green Bay fan in probably 2018 or 2019.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't a fan of any other team. It just took me a really long time to get into football. And
Oh,
then when I
really?
got
Well,
into it, I was instantly into it.
how did you get into it?
My parents, they would just play, and like my mom especially, they just have the game on every single time for years. And my uncle is a diehard fan. There, if you can look up on Google, he used to go to games and wear like full painted superhero outfits. So if
Really?
you look up like crazy Packer fan, he'll show up in like the crowd wearing a big superhero outfit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, hold on, I could try to find it. But then, it kind of eventually just wore on me. I feel like it was at Rodgers' third to last year or second to last year. And then I spent a whole season watching every game, and I just got instantly like hooked. And it just
That's
became my
cool.
new favorite thing. But I am really looking forward to the season. I am very optimistic. I like to, obviously you're optimistic every year until you get to the playoffs and you get knocked out. But
Yeah,
I'm optimistic. I'm very happy. I think everyone's underestimating us.
yeah, but I talked to like other Packer fans, and they're worried about the secondary for the Packers.
I mean, I am too, but I don't know. I feel like they, especially through because our media team for like Instagram and stuff has never been like that great. And I feel like they've definitely gotten better, especially this offseason. And I feel like they've shown a lot of our secondary guys, and I feel like they're getting really confident. I don't know. There's no way to tell. It definitely sucks with Jair being gone, but I don't know.
How do you feel about all that stuff that went down with Jair?
I mean, I'm sad. Obviously, I didn't want him to leave. I love him. He's my fiance's favorite player. They have the same last name, same favorite number. So it was really. So I made sure she got a Jair jersey before they stopped making them.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm upset with it, but I'm not like, Kenton's opinion on it. I'm not Kenton's opinion. I'm not Kenton's opinion.
You know what? I was gonna go there. I was gonna comment Kenton.
I don't have his opinion on it. I have the opinion of I'm not surprised, and I think it's sad, but I also don't think it's a deal breaker for our season. Just statistically, I don't think he was going to play every single game this season.
No, I don't think that either. But you got to realize we did win some games without him in the
We
lineup.
won most of our games without him.
Yeah,
Not saying we won because he wasn't playing, but and the games we lost wasn't because we didn't have a cornerback.
yeah,
So I don't think it's going to be that detrimental, especially like if Nate Hobbs does really, really good, and if Keyshawn Nixon steps up and does really good. Like I don't know, I am upset. I'm like sad about it, but it's not like the end of the world for me. And I don't know how long he'll keep playing. Like maybe he'll get a couple seasons in Baltimore, and then
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like after us, he's just going to be team hopping.
I mean, there is a name to look out for in our secondary,
Yeah.
and it is Valentine, Kevin
Yeah.
Valentine.
Yeah. He's definitely I think a lot of people underestimate him too.
Yeah,
But I think the reason why is because we had Jair. He's
oh
like
yeah,
the
we had
best.
Jair.
We had the best in the league. So nobody looked at our other guys that could
Yeah,
be great.
yeah,
So they could be great, and nobody wants to give them that because they're not Jair.
yeah.
Oh, and here, by the way, I found the picture. If you
Okay.
can see it.
Oh, is that him? Really?
Yeah, that's my uncle. Yeah, at a Packers game. I think that's like 10 plus years ago.
Oh, okay. Then, does he do that anymore or what?
No, but he's a Steaks owner, and he has like 2 Packers tattoos, and so
God.
he lives in North Carolina.
So he lived in North Carolina, but
Well, he's from Wisconsin, but then he moved to New York, and now he's there. But he's a diehard Packer fan.
nice, nice, really nice.
Yeah, but I'm excited this year. I
Yeah,
don't think I don't know. I think everyone, well, not everyone, but there's the people in like the fan base that are like, Jordan Love's still not good, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think, especially from everything that they've like shown, because our media team was honest last season during like if he was like struggling during practices and off-season stuff, there has been nothing bad from him, only really, really good. So I think he's going to really lock in this year, and he wasn't even the issue last season. So,
no,
and especially if he's 100% healthy the entire time, then I am excited, especially with Golden. I want to see their team up together.
yeah. I was gonna ask you about that. It took us 23 years
Longer than I have been alive.
to finally pick a wide receiver in the first round.
And his name is Golden, so it's just destiny.
It is. You are right. But you know what? I don't like the jersey number that he picked.
I mean, I'm assuming he'll probably keep it for the season and then try to find his own.
Does anybody have number 2 on the pattern right now?
I don't think so.
He could have picked the number 2.
He could. Well, maybe he will. I mean, I think it's more of just he didn't know what he wanted. And, once it's preseason, they're rushing. Like, they're just getting into, like, trying to get together as a team. So I'm sure he wasn't all that worried about getting his number picked and more of trying to get in with the team and get fixed, like, comfortable with them.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll probably pick a different number. If he doesn't, then at least it's a standout. It's unique.
Yes,
Not just a boring number.
Yes, it is. All right, going back to the NFL, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers signing a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean, it's gonna be a absolute best, like 8 and 9 season or something.
Ooh.
Personally, I mean, I don't know. Like, that's not me shitting on Rodgers. It's also the Steelers and how they've been the past couple years. But I'm just excited that we get to play him. There's no hate in that game either. Obviously, if we lose, I'll be pissed. But I just want to see him and Love because I know he ended off things really good with him and still talks to him and is still very close with him. So I just want to be able. And it's at Lambeau, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see how I don't want him to come in and everyone boo, which I don't think would happen. I think
Oh no,
everyone
I
would
don't
be
think
very
that's
happy
gonna
to have
happen.
him back.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen at
So
all.
I'm just excited. I think it'll be one of the better games. I really don't want it to be a boring game. I think if it is a close, good game, they could be one of the best games of the season.
Yeah. But in my mind and in my heart, when he was a free agent, I was hoping he would go to the Vikings.
I wanted him to, just to go with the legacy of
Yeah, for
Favre. But I'm happy he didn't, because I feel like if he did, then it would be set in stone. He would be really bad this season and then retire.
oh yeah.
Where
Well,
I don't know, he could. I don't want him to have to retire, but he hasn't had any success since leaving.
yeah, true. But
And
well,
I don't know.
my point is, I think the Vikings have a better roster than the.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I'm not confident in the Steelers, because if you went to the Vikings, I think there would be some competition. More,
Oh yeah.
because obviously there's gonna be. We already have the toughest division in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I don't know. I feel like the Vikings are either gonna be really good or they're gonna be the Bears last season. Because
Yeah.
I feel like everyone is hyping up JJ McCarthy, and he's not that guy.
No, I don't see it.
No, me neither.
And when he was in college, they didn't pass the ball that much.
Yeah.
They just ran the ball.
Yeah, and they're kind of, for me, they've the past couple especially last season, they've kind of just been a team relying on some really key guys, and that got them there.
Yep.
And that's it. So if they lose Jefferson, they're done.
Yeah, that is true. But they do still have Aaron Jones.
They do, but oops, I hit something. They do have Aaron Jones still, but and I love Jones. I'm not ever gonna say anything bad about Jones, but I love having Jacobs more.
I do too, dude. He's just a bad ramp.
And he's young, so we're gonna have him hopefully for a long time.
Yeah. Not if he's gonna demand a whole lot of money.
Yeah. But I mean, he deserves it if he gives us another. How close was he to number one rushing yards this season?
Yeah, he came in second.
Second, yeah. I mean, if he keeps that up, then what? Especially if he beats because his only competition, I feel like, is Barkley. So if he beats Barkley, that would be huge.
Well, let me ask you this: there is a rumor that's going around in the NFL with the Packers. The rumor is that the Packers are thinking about trading away Romeo Doubs if the Patriots offer us something. What do you think about that?
I think that would be a mistake, personally. I think he really showed up how he can do last season. And especially, I was watching some, his game against the Cowboys in the wild card in 2023. And, I think he's a hidden gem, truly. And, I think he's definitely, I don't know. I want Golden to be, the next Adams. And, I want him to pop off really well, but I can't say that'll happen. I have to go with how I know how our receivers are. I think he is the main competition for wide receiver one, unless Watson is fully healthy. But then again, when Watson's fully healthy, he doesn't get the ball that much. He just gets some really deep balls. And then,
he's a deep for it.
And then Reed is obviously a contender, but I don't know. He got really. I hope he's not super injury prone. It looked like in the last season or last game against the Eagles, he was just getting tapped and he was getting hurt.
Yeah, he was.
And dropping the ball. I don't know. And Wicks, there's just too many drops to tell.
Yeah,
but I think trading Dobbs would be a mistake. I think he is a very mentally in it player. Like, especially if you see him like when he gets a touchdown or anything, he doesn't like celebrate or he's not like screaming. Like, he's very focused.
Yeah.
I think that's why I love Jordan Love, because he's the only quarterback in the NFL I've seen. He has not once thrown a temper tantrum. He
No,
has
no.
not been angry. He just smiles, focused, and he's like the perfect non-drama quarterback. And that's why I love him so much.
Let's. This is gonna be a hypothetical question.
Hmm.
What if the Pittsburgh Steelers are so different that they give us like a first round pick or not?
I don't know, because I don't trust that we will do as good in the draft 2 years in a row with the first round pick. I feel like we draft like someone. I don't know. I think we should keep Dobbs for at least another season and see how he does, especially with the competition of having Golden now.
Because the reason is that Watson and Dobbs got drafted in the same draft,
Mm-hmm.
and their fifth-year options are coming.
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't have a fifth-year option because they're both in the second and fourth round pick.
Mm-hmm.
But who do you pay? Do you
Right.
pay Watson or do you pay Dobbs?
I don't know, because technically I think Watson is a more sound player, but Dobbs just shows up. And Dobbs
Yeah,
is
so,
there every day, except for his early, stuff with the team last season
yeah,
where he missed
yeah,
a game.
last year, yeah.
Or besides that, like, he always shows up and he always makes plays, and he always makes good plays.
Mm-hmm.
And Watson does too, but that's when he's not injured.
Yeah.
That was my issue with Jair. I love Jair, but if you're not gonna be able to show up, then I'm not gonna expect the team to pay you to show up.
I mean, you know what? That was my argument against Kenton.
And trust me, I know. I said the same thing, and then he blew up, so I didn't even bother.
Yeah, I know.
He was like, "I'm not a Wisconsin sports fan anymore. I hate the Packers." Like, okay.
And Kenton, if you're watching this, Kenton, we're not against you. We're not saying anything against you.
I love Jair, but you can't expect a team to pay him when he only plays 3 of the however many games.
You know what? That's the
And do I think he could have been paid less, or do I think he could have been paid a little more than what the Ravens are paying him right now to play the season? Yes. I think we handled it poorly, but I still don't, I'm still not, I still understand.
But you know what? The reports are we offered Jair $6 million and another $3 million in incentives.
Yeah.
Like if he reaches it.
Yeah.
Where the Ravens offered him $4 million.
$4 million, yeah.
But then they added another $2 million in incentives.
I don't know. I feel like he also took into consideration that he had Lamar, and him and Lamar are really close.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they played together in college.
Yeah, and they're like best friends. So I don't know. I feel like it was a hard decision, but I'm not. I'm not like heartbroken. I am but I'm not gonna let that be like, oh, season's over. Like, it wasn't a cornerback issue the past 2 seasons. Yeah. It was in some games, but not to our final record. No. We did in those playoffs.
I even told Kenton, well, you never know what we have behind Jair.
Because he takes all the spotlight. The other guys don't get a chance to shine, or they will, but they won't get the recognition when Jair makes an interception and return. Like, they're not going to get recognized. So I hope guys like Hobbs, I really hope Nixon pops off. I really like Keyshawn Nixon. I feel like he's been putting in a lot of work, and I feel like a lot of people just like look at him as like, oh, he's who we're stuck with at cornerback. We're screwed. I think he'll do really good. And Valentine. I think Valentine's pretty underrated.
Yeah, I think he is too.
It would be cool if we got Darnell Savage back. Because I know there was stuff about that, but I'm not expecting that. I liked him. I personally liked him.
All right.
Yeah, I liked him. There was obviously some like issues, but at the end of the day, I liked him.
right now, I love the safety room
Yeah.
with McKinney.
Oh yeah, I think we're stacked. That's I think that's where I was more sad that we could have Jair and McKinney full season healthy
Yeah.
because McKinney is such a threat. But
Oh,
I think he is already like because we got him and Jacobs, and I feel like Jacob is the leader for offense now, and
yeah.
McKinney's the leader for defense.
Yes, it is.
And McKinney's also. I feel like they're on the same page. They don't cause drama. They're very
Mhm.
good at what they do, and they're just like natural leaders. So I think if McKinney can help guide some of those players to move up, like skill wise, I think it'll be good. Same with like the offense. I really like Wilson, our other running back.
Okay.
I like him a lot. And I think because I remember preseason last year when
Yeah.
we got Jacobs, it was kind of like a question of like who would do better. When it's like obviously Jacobs would,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
but you know, a lot of the times when Wilson would come in for Jacobs throughout the season, he had really good breakout
Yeah,
runs
he
and he
did.
would
He
get
did.
really far. And I think he's really underestimated.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked when we drafted Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he's a good player. I know he's a good player, but I don't think he's gonna be the main
No.
back.
No, I think Wilson, and sometimes Wilson will have a better run than Jacobs. I mean, like
Yeah.
I think he's extremely underrated because especially when like if you look at like some of his breakout plays on like YouTube or something, they'll be like, "Who is this like breaking out?" Like because you never pay attention to him.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Totally.
For me, it's like Willis. Like he's great back. He's a great backup. He's a
Yeah,
very
great
good
player.
backup at his position.
Yeah.
I would hate to see Willis go, but I also would really love him to be able to become a QB1 for a team and get a chance because like he's so awesome. So
Yeah,
he's a great backup, but I also want him to be able to get a chance
yeah.
somewhere.
And sticking with Jair, when I argued with Kenton,
Hmm.
Kenton brought this point. Without Jair, McKinney wouldn't be that great. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I mean, not really. McKinney was
Yeah,
great on the New York Giants.
yeah, yeah, and they had no
They have
corner.
nothing. No. I think they built a relationship and on the team together they were definitely dangerous. But if you also look at last season with both of them on the field, most of the dangerous plays were by McKinney, not Jair.
Well,
Jair had the one pick and return against who was it? I think it was Tennessee.
it was a Tennessee type.
Yeah, but besides that, you know, he's not the one that got 6 interceptions in a row.
Well, his argument was without Jair out there, he wouldn't have got those 6 interceptions.
I don't
I'm
know.
like,
I'd have to personally look at the plays, but I don't feel like you can just say McKinney didn't do his job because Jair was standing there or blocking his play or, you know, doing
yeah,
a good
yeah,
job. But I mean, I feel like most of the time, if you look at McKinney's plays, you can see him out there just looking, and then he runs to where he thinks it's going to happen, and he does it.
yeah,
He doesn't rely on anyone to do it.
yeah, he's like all over the field.
Yeah.
So, saying that, what do you think about the first year under Jeff Heffley as a defense?
Way better. Obviously, like there was some times of like, you know, struggle, but I mean like with this wait, what did we go last season? We went 11
11-5.
2024 record. I think 11-6.
Yeah, 11-6.
When was the last time we got that good? Not 2023, not 2022.
No,
Not
what was it?
2021. Our 2021, we went 13-4.
Yeah,
That
and
was
we
with
made it to the
Rodgers.
championship game, right?
Yeah, that was Rodgers last year.
Yeah, we lost to the
to the
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Yeah, I mean, I think he did really good, and he's cool. Like he's a cool dude, and so I like that. He hasn't had any issues really with like players. Obviously, I don't know. Like I think for now he's good, and I want to see how he does this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, like I hate any Matt LaFleur slander. I think he's amazing.
Oh,
He's
oh,
so great, and everyone's always like he's like you need to do these plays better. He needed this. He should have been nominated for Coach of the Year the past 4 years. Like he
yeah,
is great.
he should have won it that 1 year.
Yeah, I think he's awesome, and if there's any issue with any of the players out of the games, he fights the refs for it because he cares, and
Yeah,
he's young, and he's just like a really cool dude. So I don't like any Matt LaFleur slander. I love him.
and look what he did with the team when Jordan Love got hurt.
Yeah,
He got,
yeah, and before that, he got the youngest team in NFL history,
yeah.
beating the second seed.
Well, yeah, but that was the Cowboys, though.
It was, but they were estimated to go to the Super Bowl that year, so I'll give them that because
Yeah,
they were on a hot streak
yeah, I'll
before
give it
us.
that one.
And now this year, we again have the youngest lineup in the NFL. So
Yes, we do.
and I don't see that as a downfall. I think
Yeah.
people see that as a downfall. That just means our guys are younger and healthier
Yeah.
and experienced. I mean, you can have breakout stars. Like I think the person that I'm absolutely most excited for is Kraft. I love Kraft. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I love him.
I think we might see more of a two tight end set out there.
Musgrave.
Yeah.
And Kraft. I don't know. I like Musgrave too, but I think Kraft was given a chance to shine this last season, and he didn't let anyone down. He did great. He was definitely looking like a dream tight end.
And
he definitely wasn't. I think he definitely did better than other massive tight ends in the NFL that people praise and are like, oh,
yeah.
like Travis Kelce and la la la, and like I think Kraft was up there with them. He did great. So I'm excited for him.
I think he's gonna take him forward this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. And he was honestly he was I looked at him as one of our more reliable catchers.
Oh yeah, he never got hurt.
And he never dropped the ball, really.
Yeah.
And when his run after catch was better than most of the receivers, besides like Reed has really good run after catch.
And the guy is a beast.
He's a beast. Yeah, he runs through people. He's super nice. He's humble. That's why like I was happy with like last season with like the rumors of like, are we gonna get Tyreek Hill or blah blah blah. Like we don't have any huge drama people, which I love. And honestly, one of our biggest drama people was Jair, but that's just because he talked shit to everybody.
I like players that can talk shit.
I know. That's why that's like, I hope we have another person like that where Jair's gone. I don't like players that outside bring their drama into the NFL and make it about that. Like that's why that's why I don't like Tyreek Hill. I don't like DK Metcalf. I don't like, I'm happy we don't have people like that.
So we opened the season with the Lions, I think.
At Green Bay, yeah.
So what do you think about the Lions? Are they going to take a step backward? If they did lose their offensive coach and their defensive coach.
I don't know. I'm looking at it as this. I think because Hutcherson's going to be able to play, right?
It looked like Hutcherson's coming back, but
yeah, I think they lost their two coaches, and then I think they're going to get some. But then now I don't know. Personally, I think they're going to be bad. No, I don't think they're going to be number one in the NFC North though. I think, especially because like they're like now like Zadarius Smith is having a lot of drama with them. And just
are they really?
Yeah, I know there's a couple days ago there were some conversations that he was talking with other people and not happy. And but I don't know, screw him. He talked shit about Green Bay. um,
Yes, he did.
but I think the Lions are gonna fall back a little bit. Do I think it's gonna be an easy win for us? No, but I think we're gonna be really pissed that we lost every NFC North game last year.
Well, no,
Well,
we
not
won't.
yeah, but by like the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, by a
So
field goal.
I think I think I don't know. It's really scary, especially because right after that we have the next game's the Commanders, and they're gonna be hard.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah,
But I think personally, I think right now the Commanders are a better team than the Lions. But the Lions for us is a scariest team because we lost just barely both games last season. So I think we just really need to lock in, and if we do that, we can win because we need to play against them how we did Thanksgiving.
yes, we
We see,
do.
we can. I know we can beat them. I think we let it get to our heads, and then I think if we especially start the season beating them, then the losing record of last season will disappear for us, and we'll start to
Yeah, it will.
because I don't see the Vikings as a threat to us this season. I
No.
don't care how much their defense is amazing every offseason. The Bears are not a threat to us. I'm sorry, they're not. Every single season they say we got the best offseason defense. Yeah, you say that every single year, and then you end up
It
losing
doesn't
7
matter.
games in a row.
Yeah.
So, and Caleb, I personally still think Fields is better than Caleb Williams.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
So I hope he's successful at the Jets. I want him to do good.
Yeah.
And he was super cool with Jordan Love. So I
Oh,
want
yeah,
him to
yeah,
do.
he was. He was.
But I don't know. I think we can win, and if we beat the Lions, I think we could have a swift positive non-losing
Yeah, yeah,
record for a
yeah.
while because then we face after the Lions and Commanders, it's the Browns. We're gonna win that. It's the Cowboys. I think we're gonna win that.
Yeah.
It's the Cardinals. We're gonna win that.
Oh, well.
It's the Bengals, which
Oh,
that's
God.
Burrow. That's Burrow, but their defense is so terrible that I think we'll win that.
Actually,
And then
I
it's
have a question for you for that.
what?
Do you think the Packers should trade for Trey Henderson?
I wouldn't be against it.
And what kind of trade compensation would you trade away?
I don't know, honestly. I think I need to see how we do just week 1 and just see how it. I don't know. I've always been I don't like thinking about trading away players before I get to see them play.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know for that one. Obviously, dream scenario. I just want everyone on our team to be great, and then we don't have to. Do
yeah. But we are lacking pass rush,
Yes, we are.
and we
But
need another guy next to Richard Gary.
yeah, Gary, I also want him to see him step up this year.
Yeah,
I
I
think he
too.
did a little bit last year, and he had some really good games. But then otherwise, he kind of just coasts through.
Yeah,
Kind of been like that for a couple years now. But I like him a lot, so I think he just needs to put in some of that energy.
and there's one guy I think is gonna turn out to be a superstar this year for the Packers.
Who?
Last year, was he the first or second round pick of the Packers? Cooper.
Oh yeah. Cooper is. I've been looking at Cooper and Williams, Evan Williams. I think both of them are going to be really good in Green Bay.
Did you see the picture of him this offseason?
Yeah, he looks huge.
God, he said that he put on 10 pounds of muscle.
10 pounds of muscle. He is massive right now.
But I'm worried when he packed on the muscle. Do you think he'll lose some of that speed?
I don't think so. Not if he keeps up with it. Look at Barkley. He is jacked. He is just pure muscle, and he's the fastest running back in the league. So I don't think putting on muscle means he's going to lose speed. I think that can make his speed better, personally.
Okay.
So I'm excited because yeah, he's a tank, and he did really him and Williams were really big like lookout at players for me last year, especially when
Yeah.
they were playing. I felt really confident.
And then you put him next to Quay Walker.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
mean, personally, I think Quay Walker has competition with Cooper, like major competition with Cooper.
yeah, true. But if you put them out there, both out there at the same time, watch out.
I think our defense can be great. I think our offense is what needs to brush up a little bit, just
Yeah,
on
it does.
securing catches and really helping Love because Love does everything he can, and without getting injured. And we just need to stop the drops because we have so many good passes that are just drops that would result in a touchdown or would get us. If I'm really, I'm happy. I have literally no stress with a field goal kicker the first time the past 3 years. McManus is great. Love McManus.
Yeah, but you know what I said all last year when he made the kick? We finally got a kicker.
Yeah, and now I'm not worried about it because he has no intent in going anywhere right now. And how many did he?
In the beginning of the season, we lost to the Vikings
Because of a field goal.
A
we
field
also
goal.
Lost to the Eagles because of field goal.
Yeah.
We lost, so that's what I'm saying. And then I knew it would not be an issue when we beat the Texans because of him the first game he was there.
Yeah.
And then he how many did he even miss? I don't think he really missed.
So last year we really should have been about 14-3.
Yeah. But I don't think he really missed any. I think do you know how many he missed? Like barely any.
One, but that was.
And I think that was an extra point. That wasn't even a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I love him, and I think he's gonna be. I think he can be our veteran. That's obviously I'm not gonna compare him to Crosby yet. But I think he can be. I think he can be the guy that comes on the field like Crosby, where you feel good. Like, okay, at least we'll get 3 points, and not like Anders Carlson where you're shaking. Like, is the miss by 10 yards?
That guy and the other guy that they brought in.
Yeah. Because we lost 2. We should have been. I think we would have made it farther in the playoffs if we. Not last year, the year before.
Yeah, the year before.
Because, I don't blame Jordan Love on that loss against the 49ers. We would have won if we got the field goal. But I don't know.
All right, so one last question. They're trying to put Bo. You know who Bo Melton is, right?
Yes, of course.
Jeff Hafley is actually putting it as a quarterback.
Is that actually happening, or is that like a joke?
It might actually happen.
Because I know people were saying that, and he said he had no intention of playing cornerback. But, I mean, he was, because that's what I was looking at the other day, too. There are some games of the 2023 season where he just blew up and I think he was our first 100-yard receiver last year.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. But then, so I don't know. He's one of the players where he can have a 100-yard game or have 3 games with no yards.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's where I'm so just iffy on our receivers, and that's why I want Golden to do great because, like, Wicks is a very questionable receiver for me because he drops so much. Yeah, or he'll drop everything, and then he'll make a touchdown.
Yeah, he has to be more consistent.
Yeah. Because for me, our receivers go Reed, Dobbs, Reed, Watson, Dobbs, Wicks, And, Watson would be at the top for me, but he's just always injured. So I'm happy he feels great right now, and he thinks he's going to be 100%.
But that wide receiver room is stacked.
That's why I'm happy. It's going to be competition, and I think it'll be our reality check for guys that we've been iffy on. Of like, if you can't compete against any of these people, then you're gone.
But realistically, how many receivers are the Packers going to keep?
Right. Well, I don't know, because like, who's the guy we got from the Chiefs? The receiver we got from the Chiefs?
Yeah, we got Nicole Hartman.
Yeah, I know when we got him, nobody like it looked like nobody was happy, but
Yeah,
he kind of got the Chiefs a lot of their Super Bowl touchdowns.
yes he
And
did.
he's very, I don't know, I was happy with getting him. So I think if he blows up and does really good his year, because he only has a 1 year deal, I think that could extend if he does good. I want players like him to do good, so it makes our core guys do better.
But we drafted 2 more receivers this year.
Yeah, I don't remember what their names are though.
One was Golden,
Yeah, besides Golden, I mean.
and one is oh, I had the name, but I forgot. But everybody's comparing that guy to Debo Samuel,
Oh yeah, yeah.
where you can give it the ball in the backfield or
I just need to see him. I need to see him play.
yeah.
But
But
I don't
we
know.
still have Heath Miller, Bo Melton. We had like 10 guys in the wide receiver.
Yeah.
And,
But you know, that's where I want us to lock up, because if you ask anyone in the NFL, they're like, you have a 10 receiver, you have 10 backup receivers or 10 second string receivers, because none of them have like had breakouts consistently where they
yeah,
can show that they. That's why I want Golden to do it, and I really want Dobbs to step up, and I want Watson to stay healthy the whole year. Because if he stays healthy the whole year, then he's a threat. He's
oh
massive.
yeah. Oh,
He's
totally.
massive. He's fast as hell. He's
Yeah, totally.
always good at catching the ball. He's a, he brings energy.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. Man.
So I don't know. I just think some of our guys has to really blow up so everyone else can start to realize that
Yeah.
they have to do the same. Because I think people are going to get really impatient if we have the same 3 receivers on the field
Oh
and
yeah.
they just drop the ball.
Yeah, it was horrible last year. How many drops we had.
Well, it's like that. Like, like they played. I think the Eagles played terrible in our wild card game.
Oh yeah,
And we should have won, but our offense, love besides love, nobody was catching, nobody was getting open. Like their offense was doing terrible too.
And it doesn't help when during the game you lose your left tackle.
And then Reed got injured when he literally just got like ran into by nothing. He was like on the ground and he just got ran into. Nobody was catching the ball. We were like all backups at that point.
Yeah, it was all backups in there. I'm like, yeah, this game's over.
And like we should, if we were healthy, we would have dominated because the Eagles played really bad.
Yeah,
and we would have won the first game against them last season if we had a field goal kicker at the time.
Yeah, that is true. And if our field goal kicker made that kick, Love wouldn't have got hurt.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy. That's why I'm going into the season feeling good, because I think we have a good team of good young players, and we have players that make me feel less stressed, like McManus, that I know will get the points.
Oh man.
And then we have, Love, and, so I'm excited. I think we're going to do, I think we did good last year. 11, I was very happy with 11 wins.
Yeah.
I think we can do better this year, especially if we clean up against the NFC North.
Last question here. Rank the NFC North team.
Well, because of my bias, I want to say it's going to be Packers, Lions, and then a fight between Vikings and Bears.
Ooh, which team do you think is better, Vikings or Bears?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like technically, it should be the Bears, but they just suck. Like, they just blow it. And their coaching and their new offensive, I don't think he's gonna, I feel like he's all talk. And looking at games last year, where they played so good, where they almost came back and destroyed the Lions, and then they just act like they've never played football before, and then they blow it to the Commanders and lose 6 games in a row. So personally, I think the Bears should go in third, but I think they're gonna be in fourth.
Okay, that I like that.
And I don't think there will be a huge competition between the Vikings, us, and the Lions. I think it'll be between the Lions and the Bears, or the Vikings and the Bears, and us and the Lions.
Yeah.
But I think if we don't get injured and we are consistent, we can easily take the NFC North back.
Yeah, yes, we can.
I don't want to be 7th seed in the playoffs again. I want to have a higher seed than that.
Hey, the last time that we won the Super Bowl, we were the 7th seed.
True. I'm just tired of getting put against the supposed best team and then them playing like shit and then winning the Super Bowl when we could have just beat them if we played a little bit better.
That is true.
Especially when it comes to, like, if that was us in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, we would have won. Especially because the last time we played them, we won, and they did terrible this time, too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Jackson, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We opened up. Jackson opened up. He's a great guy, dude. He really is.
Thank you. You are, too.
Oh, thank you. Just like I said, he is the backbone of my channel. Without him editing all my videos, you guys wouldn't like my videos.
No.
But yeah, I wanted Jackson to come on because he is a nice guy. And
Thank you.
He does deserve the recognition for helping me out.
Anytime.
But I forgot, how did we meet again? You and
Kenton.
me? Oh, Kenton.
It's because he told me about you, and then I saw your Madden stuff, and I was like, his thumbnails could, probably draw in a little more attention if they were a little more cleaned up. So I made the one of the Aaron Rodgers Jets one for Madden.
Okay.
And then I reached out to you, and I was like, hey, I commented on your video or live.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can message you or something. And then I started making thumbnails for you. And then you asked if I could do the weekly game stream thumbnails.
Okay.
And then it progressed.
That was awesome.
I mean, if you look at it technically, which really sounds crazy, me even thinking of this because I haven't even thought of it. By September, I will have been doing stuff for you for a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which sounds really crazy because I was there because I was in the stream with you and Kenton against the Eagles in Brazil.
Yes, you were.
So technically, I think even by August, it'll be a year since I've been doing stuff for the channel, which sounds really crazy.
It is. Jeez, man. Like I said, he's part of the family now.
Yeah, I can't leave.
No. And when you get married, you better invite me. I'm coming. If I don't have an invitation, I'm just going to crash the wedding.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Or am I?
I will see what I can do.
All right, guys. That was Jackson. I had a fun time talking to him today. And you're going to see a lot more of it. So, stay tuned.
Yeah, personally, I like going to games and I like being in my room watching games by myself so I can just get fully invested into it.
Yeah.
But I do like the streams that aren't the games. I can do those. But when it's a game, I like being locked in and I need to just be.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I know what you mean. I totally
but for streams with other people, that's not the games, I can do that.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair. All right, you guys. That's it for today. Show him some love. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.